So let's see. I went up to the Stadium of Light and dropped a 2-1 lead right at the death. The question I've got for you is, whose fault is it that we drew this game?
We have to pick a. I don't know. Based on that, for that specific goal, I'd
not necessarily the goal, as in the result. The result ended 2-2.
Peter, can I answer? It's Dan Ballard. It's Dan Ballard. That's why. That's
Haylen's own.
No, but I think there's like a, technically speaking, there's maybe probably like an order. If we're going for, I'm going for that specific goal. Raya's number 1, Gabriel, and then Saliba. Them three in that order for me are for that specific goal.
Can I add a full person?
If we're talking about from like after we scored and the lack of movement, then you look at Arteta in the sense that the entire squad after a certain point, especially specifically about 3-4 players, were dead on their feet. And we made one sub for the entire game with guys who were very clearly exhausted. And Arteta made one sub for the rest of the game. And it's like we can do the whole thing where, because it's a name thing of like, oh, it's Sunderland, you should be able to defend. And we should. This is not me giving a pass to them, because I think we were the better team. And we probably should have scored more than 2. Didn't happen. That's football sometimes. But the whole thing about the manager, you meant to kind of manage the game. You saw Marino, who again, why I keep saying I'm not going to rate a guy because he scores a goal here and there. He's not good. But he scores a goal every once in a while. People want to pretend he's levels. He's not. Because he was dead for the entire game, but it's whatever. But Marino could barely move after a certain point. Saka was gassed out after a certain point. Rice was pushing through, but you can see he was dead for a certain point. Calafiori. So there's like a minimum of 4 guys who should have been off the pitch. Now, the question people will kind of pop is like, oh, who do we have on the bench? And my argument is, it's the last game before international break. It's the 80-something minute, or even earlier than that. It's not about matching quality for quality, because I think we were better than Sunderland. Sunderland brought 3 men to replace their entire front line. They replaced it. So that's fresh legs already for them. So they could still run until the end, which is pretty much what they do. We had guys who couldn't move. So even if you were like, do we have the exact quality like for Saka at the moment? No. But bring on someone who has legs at minimum. You have a bench that has Norgard, an experienced centre midfielder for Brentford, who's used to being a bit more defensive to close out games. You've got Hincapié, who's again a grown person, who you brought for left back to do certain things.
Yeah, welcome.
You had MLS, who had a whole season where he played last season and has played this season. Nwaneri played a whole season. So that's 4 men I've already mentioned, who you could have brought on to close out a game, and you refused to do that. And then it was like one of those things where they say, when you bring on only a centre back, even unconsciously, the players who are already tired are going to think defensively, just out of just what it is. You're already tired. It's late. You didn't get your 3rd goal when you could have got another one. It happens, but you can close it out. But you're already tired, and now your manager's already brought on a centre back. So just inherently, you're because I kept saying it even before the game happened. It's like, we're too deep. We're not coming out quick enough. This is dumb. Bring someone else on to kind of force the thing forward, and he didn't. Now the goal, in terms of like I said, who I'm like in terms of like the sequence of it all, Saliba didn't move fast enough to kind of stop the second Ballard then get into it. Gabriel and what's his face? He was Robbie were battling there, and Raya had no reason to come out for the ball in the manner in which he did, because he came out trying to catch it when he could have just punched it. He stays on it because I think the shot is getting gassed because it looks great, because he had his like kind of thing, his leg was in the air. The fact of the matter is, it wasn't very hard. Raya was on his line or further back. He catches that easily and it's done. So it's one of those.
I think both are true. I think it was a great finish, but you probably.
I think it was a clever finish because he used a different leg than people thought. It was clever. I don't think it was a great thing about it, because what I'm saying is it was kind of tepid. Like I said,
you're being harsh, Lola. That's a great goal.
Hear what I'm saying. That's because it's Sunderland. What I'm saying is, if Raya was not where he was, he catches it without having it being like a hard one. He literally caress into his arm. Is what I'm saying. What I'm saying. No, but I'm not saying it's a dead goal. I'm saying it wasn't a fantastic goal. I think it looks better because Raya's off his line and he scores it. If it's say like Raya was actually in his line, he caught it. Is anyone going to mention how great the move for the goal was? No, because it wasn't anything like that. It was a tepid goal that was helped because the keeper was an idiot.
Yeah, Raya's at fault for me for the goal. And that was his worst performance since Luton, probably. Like, it was just what it was. He was never comfortable. It was very very Chesney-ish. If you know, like, there was moments where I thought like he can make a great save, but he can easily he just makes me have the jitters. And I was thinking, watching this game, thinking, come on, man, we need to see this game out. I don't want to hear about Sunderland and the crowd getting up and all this heart and fight and battle. I don't want to hear none of that. I want to hear us at the 93rd, the 94th minute. My team is 2-1 up. Let's get the hell out of Dodge and go back to London.
And it should have been, because I think because the thing is, it's the David and Goliath of it all. Because if you deep it, Sunderland only had 2 real chances. One of them was called. It would have been more if the one that was offside wasn't called offside.
Yeah.
But they scored. They had 2 chances. They scored from it. It happens sometimes. So I'm not like fuming about it. But they weren't like it. It was more of like, oh, they were getting us in the kind of rules thing. They were winning that because they had the energy, they had the crowd, and all that stuff. They weren't actually doing anything terrifying in our box. But what they did do was kind of do a long ball in there, and they capitalized on it when they had their clear 2 chances in it, and they got it. So I'm not going to fault them for that. And it's one of those games that can happen. So I'm not like fuming at it. But certain things could have been, in my opinion, avoided if specifically Arteta go back, even removing the second goal, just get some fresh legs on earlier, and certain things are controlled better. There's literally a minute where Declan Rice got the ball back, but there was no one else around him to help him kind of get it back to him. So he's literally gassed out the second he went to run for the second one. Anyone else is there and it's helped, but it's Marino. And so you're kind of stuck. It's annoying, but it's what it is.
I put in the group chat earlier that we have to win this game with this first 11 in terms of like the first half. It needs to be out of sight because, as you said, as you mentioned there, we knew that we were going to be gassed by the end. There was not a forward on the bench except Waneri, from what I remember. Waneri and Anus, right? Like there was no forwards.
There was technically 3, but 2 of them is like
Damon.
What about Damon? Of course, right? Yeah,
Anus and remember 2 of them would be like unlikely, but
yeah, kids and friggin' Waneri.
Scholars.
You know what I mean? Like, I knew for a fact we were going to be gassed at the end of the game, towards the end of the 60, 70 minutes. I knew we were going to be gassed out and be done, and we clearly were. My gripe, though, that first half performance
was poor.
Was awful. It was awful. And what made it worse, even though I was happy that we responded, the start of the second half, we were all guns blazing. Ready to kill. We were there ready to kill. Like, Trossard and Saka had the Uzi ready for everybody. Everybody. And I was there thinking, I'm happy, but I'm so livid because this is what we needed in the first half. 2-0, halftime, see you later. Tell these lot, we go back to Wearside, we're collecting our 3 points and we're off. I don't want to see a packed stadium away from home at full time. That's not a good result for us. We empty stadiums away from home. So if I see still 60 or however many, 40,000 of them, if they're still there, then it's not a good result for us. You know what I mean? And a draw frustrated the hell out of me because it's Sunderland. Like, that matters to me. I get it. They've had a good start to the season. I get all of that. We know they will finish in the bottom half of the league. We know this. And we're going to look back to November when we drew at Sunderland, whether it may or may not cost us towards the end of the season. But it's just not even just that. It's the fact that people like Liverpool are crippled at this moment in time. Man City, we don't really believe them just yet. We don't know if they're really here. The rest of the league is just fodder. So whilst we have, like, this time last year, Liverpool were putting 3 points in the bag week in, week out, not mucking about with the dibby. And I feel like we were definitely
this is what I said.
It's the first time in 10 games we've dropped points, right? So, they deserve a breather. And I'm so glad that it's the international break. Let everybody sleep for 2 weeks. And then we come back and we go again. Because, by the way, it's Tottenham at home when we come back. It's the North London derby when we come back. And we are here. We need to kill. Because it's Tottenham, that is Bayern Munich at home, that is Chelsea away. 3 games we need to kill. 3 games we need to kill. So I'm just hoping everyone gets the massage, soft tissue injuries, whatever else.
I mean, that's still going to happen. They're on international duty. But...
No, I know. I'm just hoping it's friendly. It's not even like qualifications, is there?
Yeah, I don't think
England have already qualified, so it's just chill. But this is what I said at the start of the season. I said, if Arsenal lose the league, it's going to be these games that they're dropping points where they shouldn't. Because to be champions, like you rightly said, these are the games where you go to the stadium light, you go 2-0 up, and you get out of Dodge. Doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't. But now let's look at the table.
It's not even getting out of Dodge, Robin. This game, Sunderland shouldn't have been in this game. It's not even like, do you know what? We've had a bad day at the office. Sunderland are ripping us up. Let's just get out of it while we can.
Yeah, let's look at the goals. Let's look at the 2 goals.
We controlled the whole game, and we were 2-1 up in injury time.
This is what I'm saying. I think David and Goliath of it all. I think because Sunderland looked lively and they were the away team and they're Sunderland, I think people have looked at this game purely from that basis. If you actually look at this, but the first half, don't get me wrong, Arsenal were poor. Sunderland were good because it sounds patronizing, but I don't mean. But you get what I mean when I say
100%.
Good, like they were good.
I'm with you.
But they weren't like it wasn't like it was like a City Liverpool just kind of thing. You know what I mean? Second half.
Also, like, are you just not like? Are you overlooking the fact that Arsenal have got a few injuries? You didn't really have fresh legs. No, I'm talking to Pete. I'm talking to Pete. Like I'm saying, are you assessing it in a sense that like not giving the team enough credit because it's like you made one sub this whole game. Like
credit for what exactly?
And not credit, maybe not credit, but like just the fact that if you had a Noni, a Martinelli, someone to bring on to like change the game a little bit. Maybe this result
if Arsenal played in the first 20 minutes of that second half, in the first half, Sunderland are gone. They're not here. They were gone. 2-3-0, the game was over.